Hey everyone, it's been a while since I talked to you guys. I've had a video just with the COVID and everything and just having to do other things in regards to like the military and stuff. Just been very busy, so I really hadn't had the time, but I felt like it was time for me to get on here and just share. So, last time I was on the streamed or whatever, I talked about going through these relationships. And here I am again. Okay. So, yeah, so I I met somebody and they're actually younger than me. I generally have a rule like I don't like to date anyone that's younger than me just because I feel as though that it is they're just young. They're young minded. Most of the time older men have been attracted to me. So and even in that experience, I found that they become very petty and immature. So if older men would be petty and immature, I just knew that younger men would be even more immature. And so that was just my rule. I didn't want to date anybody that was younger than me. And I met someone, and went to a school and met them there, and you know, um, it wasn't any intentions or anything like that. They seemed as if they were a very nice, decent person or whatever. Very much so talking to them, I felt like they were pretty mature on a lot of things. However, and so, things are great and I was like, okay, Then they wanted me to visit them once we got out of school and I did. And unfortunately there was a hurricane and stuff, but um I visited them, came back, came back home, and in that, before I came back home, it was established that, we were going to proceed on in a relationship. And but they had, things that they needed to do. They were deploying and stuff like that. So, um, got back home and then you don't talk to me. You don't call, you don't text, you don't nothing. And I just thought that was like really, really weird. And so, um, I went through some emotional situations in there, as anybody would. So I don't think that I have the monopoly on that. And then me and two of my friends are guys. They're like, helping me come up with a plan now. So at this point, this gentleman would not respond to a text message, a phone call, a FaceTime, and nothing. And so then, my friends helped me do something. And so we set it up. And, you know, my friend, kind of just, went ahead and did what I needed him to do in regards to this situation. And so, mind you, prior to this, I talked to the gentleman, finally got a chance to talk to the gentleman, okay? Talked to him. And I was like, well, last time you and I talked, you said you wanted me to come down and see you. I, got a ticket and everything. So, you still want me to come? And he said yes. Okay. So, and I want y'all to understand something. First of all, um, and I'm gonna say this to men. Men, women are not just gonna come out and start doing stuff, making plans, paying for things, or anything unless you have made her feel as though she can. Whether you said it, she can, or you've been okay with her doing it, she's not going to make those moves unless you're saying she can. So if you come up later on down the line and you want to act like, oh, well, she did this all on her own. No, 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 and no. You made her understand or feel that it was okay to do it. And let me tell you something, y'all, about me. This is just me. I can't speak for everybody else. But Miss Williams, that be me. She is always going to get clarification about what is supposed to transpire and take place. I don't do ambiguous. I don't do broad. We going right down the lane, very specific. Okay. So he was like, yeah, come on down, just maybe not stay so long. Okay, not a problem. Got the ticket, or I had the ticket and everything, making plans. So then I'm calling him. He's not answering, not texting, not nothing. Okay. So, anyways, then operation, you know, handle business gets into effect. And so, um, needless to say, he found out, and it was okay. He found out because I mean, at that point, I just came to a place where like I was just like, okay, this dude is garbage. That's all I could come up with. You're garbage, and and you played me. So I came to that resolve, and I was okay with it. After it was all said and done. Um, what gets me about people like himself, and I've ran into a few of them, as you've seen in my last shows. I've ran into a few guys that are, raggedy, just like this gentleman is. And, so I have experience. See, your girl is experienced with the raggediness. So, okay. And so, I just got to a place where I resolved, and I was okay. Like, I don't ever want to see this dude again. Okay. I don't ever want to talk to him again. And, I was at a place where I was like, and he could burn in hell. And I promise you, I'll get the lighter fluid and light the match. See, that's what page I was on. Now, you may say, Miss Williams, that's not godly. That is not what God likes. And I would say, you are correct. And I had to pray and still have to pray because this is always a daily walk. Okay. So some days I'm like, okay, well, he doesn't have to burn. I love the Lord. And then other days I'm like, he does have to burn because he serves the devil. Okay. Just saying. Anyway, so um, and every once in a while, I have the lighter fluid and the match, and then other days I just be like, I come in peace. Anyways, so he so then he decides to say he don't want to speak to me and see me ever again, and I'm thinking, bruh, you act like that was an option for you because you wasn't going to see. You're not going to see me. You're not going to talk to me because I'm not talking to you. You're not going to hear my vocal cords. You're not going to see me because I don't want to see you. But, nevertheless. Anyways, so um, it's just been very trying. And, you know, as friends, family, and they'll tell that they're trying to support you. Oh, move on. Oh, you see what he is. One of my friends was like, he's a raggedy, no good, a double snakes nigga. And so, and she's, of course, being my true girlfriend, pumping me up. And let's be clear, when people begin to show you that type of thing, when they show you that, that's all you can sum them up to. At the end of the day, what I believe is that we all should have a level of decency for every human being to be able to say and speak and communicate what we feel and what we think. I feel as though, and I know, not that I feel, I know when you are calling yourself adulting, when you are an adult, you handle things in a whole different manner than how a kid would do. And I know there's a guy, Tony Gaskins, he's on YouTube, and he talks about, he really talks to women, but he talks to both men and women, but I think more women follow him than there are men. But what he says is you're dealing with grown boys. So in this situation, I definitely dealt with a grown boy, okay? Hands down, no doubt about it, a grown boy. And it sucks. It's hurtful and it sucks, especially when you know where you're at. Like for me, I deal with people. One thing about myself is I'm a very passionate person. So either I like you a lot or I don't like you at all. I'm not an in between. I ain't gonna sit and be in your face and I don't like you and be court. No, 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 no. That ain't me. Okay. And if that's a problem for y'all, well, you know what? Y'all that know the words of prayer, pray for me. Pray that God will get me there. Because right now I am not there. So either I'm gonna like you a whole lot or I'm gonna not like you a whole lot. Period. And so, for me, I don't, I don't, if I'm for you, if I'm riding with you, I'm loyal to you. I invite you into my life, my space, who and what I am, then I'm writing for you. And that's just how I am. Um so I think, when you're dealing with people, you should definitely be able to say what you need to say to them, and it shouldn't be a place where you want to go ride, or excuse me, hide, put your head in the sand and then want to hide and don't want to say nothing. And this dude's excuse was like, "Oh, well, I felt like you wasn't gonna, be understanding to my situation." I had to tell him, I said, hold on. Uh, when did you ever communicate your situation to me to allow me to be understanding? And I said, I wasn't asking you to be sitting on the phone, honey dripping with me and everything, and texting me every day. Oh, I'm here. None of that. But you couldn't give a text at all. Even when I text you a question or anything, you couldn't say nothing. Nothing. Those type of people, they don't deserve your respect, and they have a lot of growing to do. And so that's how I feel about this situation. Now, where I'm also going with this is that, and this is a lesson for me. So if you are in this category, here you go. So I need to learn how to not jump in so quick, like, with someone. And the problem was is, and I discussed this with one of my friends, like, I have two friends, and two sets of friends, and they're both married, and they met their spouses. Like, one of my friends, they met at AIT when we were in the army, and they went to AIT. We were all at AIT together, so they met there. And I remember telling her, I think he's a good guy. I think you should, I think he's good for you. And they end up getting married, and now they've been married for 9 years, and they have a great relationship. Doesn't mean they don't have bumps, but they have a great relationship. Then I have another friend, my homegirl, that I've known for like 25 years, and every once in a while I tell her, "You're not my friend," or I'll say, "I may keep you around for a little while." She knows the deal. But her and her husband, um, it was like they just kind of they met, and then they haven't been separated ever since, and now they're married. So those two cases were exceptions. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I am such a hopeless romantic. I love love. I really do. And I wish I could have that fairy tale, but I don't get that fairy tale. So in this situation, I kind of was hoping to be that quote unquote exception, because I thought that this guy was lined up. And let me be clear, for the time frame, even though it was short, but for the time frame that we were around each other, I just saw nothing but consistency. But here's the thing about that consistency. When you're in a controlled environment, then you have nothing but the consistency to see. And so once he went back to his home and I went back to mine, then it just became, there wasn't a level of consistency. But I really feel as though it doesn't have anything to do with the level of consistency. This is just he was raggedy, in this, and just decided not to communicate anymore. And I don't feel like there's any excuse for that. But not but and so with that, then this is, where we're at. But the fault in this situation, as far as where I'm at in my feelings, is me, because I should not have jumped so fast with hoping and believing, with that hope and, romantic story to happen for me. That was me. So, definitely taking accountability for that within myself, and really having to realize and understand that, you know, as pure and authentic and real that I try to, and genuine that I try to be with people. And if I have embraced you, then man, I'm holding you, you know, as a friend. I'm holding you as whatever, and I'm trying, and I will be there for you. And I'm beginning to understand, like, you just can't be that with people, and it's unfortunate, and it breaks my heart because of who I am. I have to then operate in a whole different mindset and whole different way, which is totally against who and what my real heart is. and how I try to be towards people. So it's definitely something that I have to work on. The other thing that I'll say is, for me, I also learned in this whole situation that, and I say this only because, and it's for those, and even if you're not, you know, I, you know, I love God and I love Him with all my heart. And the thing that I realize is that I really need to have a made up mind to really serve Him and be uh loyal to Him and sold out to Him. And so in this situation, you know, I felt as though I know, not I felt, I know that I kind of compromised that relationship with Christ in regards to this dude, and that's something I shouldn't have did. Especially since this dude turned out to be as whack as a day is long. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but please understand this thing though. A broken clock is right twice a day. Okay? So if it's 12 o'clock a.m., it's gonna be 12 o'clock p.m. and it's gonna be right no matter what. Nothing's gonna change it unless you move the hand and it's at 2 o'clock. Then it's gonna be 2 o'clock a.m., 2 o'clock p.m. It's gonna be right. Okay, so but I mean, just in this arena, you know, um, it's unfortunate that I'm at this place again, but I'm definitely using this place to be a learning, a straight learning, because I don't I can't afford for my emotions to be here again. I can't afford to constantly keep compromising my integrity and my values and my virtue. And more than anything, my relationship with Christ is important, and it has to be. So, and in this statement, Maya Angelou would say, when people show you who they are, believe them. And let me tell you something, y'all. I believe this dude wholeheartedly. I believe everything about him, okay? I believe that you can be raggedy. I believe that you can, be a liar. I believe that you play women. I believe that do all this other stuff. And it's funny because when I think about, like, he was telling me about this relationship with this one girl that she was trying to like him and he was liking her, but he was doing the same thing to her that he did to me. But when we were talking about it, I remember pointing out to him, well, I understand why she feels this way. And I was, sharing it with him. Like, I understand why she feels this way. She feels that way because of A, B, C, and D. And had you did X, Y, and Z, then she wouldn't have felt this way. Had you communicated, I remember saying that, had you told her that, had you did this, and then I told him, I said, and here's the thing, you can't tell a woman, and you men need to know this, you cannot, and women, if you're out here doing it too, you need to know too. You cannot tell a person, oh, let's just take it slow. Let's just see where we go. And then sleep with them. That is a no no. You cannot do that. You cannot. Because once you have went to that place of sleeping with them, all bets are off and it's not going to be a good situation for you. So, if you're going to try to get to know somebody, as you want to put it, and, take it slow, taking it slow means not sleeping with them. But I remember he was telling me about this girl and how he was handling the situation. And, you know, and he was understanding what I was saying and the point that I was, because I kept telling, well, no, you weren't right in that. You were wrong. And he understood that. And lo and behold, y'all, this Negro did it to me. Then it all makes sense. And it's so funny. I tell people all the time, if you sit and listen, and one of my friends, she told me that too. If you sit and listen to a person, they'll tell you who they are. And he was, but I was thinking it was, in regards to her. But no, this is you. This is you all day long. This is you. This is you. So, and I'm gonna say this too. You men that are out here doing women this way, you need to definitely reevaluate, reexamine, and start to do self reflections on how you're doing women. Because if you have daughters, you don't want this to come back up on your daughters. You don't, because it will break your heart. Okay, it's gonna break hers, but it will definitely break yours because you know what these men are doing. So you probably need to stop. Okay, I'm just saying. But if you're okay with living how you live, because y'all probably been doing it for a long time, okay, well, whatever. That's between you and your God, whoever He is, she is, what is. But trust and believe that saying that says you reap what you sow. They say, karma, all that. Yeah, it's real. It's real. It's real. So, needless to say, this gentleman has said a lot of stuff, and your girl here hasn't said nothing. You want to know why? Because I refuse to cast my pearls amongst swine. Okay, I will not. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to say something, because trust me, I really do. But, you know, again, when people show you who they are, believe them. And so I do. That doesn't mean I'm not praying. That doesn't mean that I'm not asking God to help me. That does not mean that I'm asking God to help my tongue. Because y'all, I want to tear this dude up so bad. Oh, Lord, I do. Yes, 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 yes. I do, I do, I do, I do. But I rather pray about it. I rather seek God about it. I rather talk to Jesus and tell him all about my troubles. For he hears my faintest cry and he'll answer by and by. Yes, that's what I want to do. That don't mean it don't get hard at times, but I'm going to go ahead and go there and stay right there until God shows me, directs me, and even, changes this thing within me. He ain't got to change nobody. Just change me. You ain't got to change nobody else. Just change me, you know? So at the end of the day, this is just kind of where it's at. So I'm back on this love and light and healing. And that's just where I am with this. But I wanted to just kind of, you know, get a video out and just talk, and because I was sharing for a while, so I'm gonna continue. I think it's very therapeutic for me and necessary at this time. So I'll just encourage everybody to examine yourself, look at yourself, and sometimes it doesn't feel good, because I'm gonna tell you, this has not felt good at all. I've had to face some ugly truths about how I do things in this process, and I want y'all to understand, like, everybody has value. Everybody has, self-worth. Everybody, is a, I believe, is important, and should be treated as such. Um, but it definitely is up to the individual, which would be me, to really examine and begin to see that self-worth and see what you're about, and move accordingly. So that is where I am at. So needless to say, though, I just think it's just time for me um to walk with Jesus for a long, long time. And these men, yeah, well, Lord, and that's what I'm gonna say about that. So yes, 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 yes. So I want you guys to examine, pray, examine again, pray, and move accordingly. Also, we're still in this COVID, so please stay safe. Make sure folks ain't, like, coming up to you with no mask on, all that coughing and sneezing. Make sure they, keep that on wherever, just not by you. And I just want you guys to stay encouraged, and know that God loves you, and so do I. And even if you are somebody that's watching my show or watching this video and we've had some a conflict, yes, I'm praying, and I still love you. It's gonna take me a minute to get there, but I love you in Jesus. How about this? I love you in Jesus. Amen. Amen. So stay encouraged, y'all. Thank you for listening. Till the next time. Bye.